It's not a real one.
No.
Hello?
Because there's something that keeps running out.
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is...
Dan from Dan Ventures Outdoors is back with another wild camping episode. And this time, he's not alone. His friend Reese tags along for what they hoped would be a chill night of bushcraft, campfire cooking, and joking around. But by the end of the video, things take a turn neither of them saw coming. The two load up gear, while cracking jokes, and lugging their supplies through the woods to a quiet camp spot. They come prepared with firewood, beers, and a serious appetite. Their location is surrounded by trees, complete with a makeshift swing, making it feel like the perfect place to unwind.
Ray's just getting fire started. Cracked a beer each. He's on the Stella. I've got the Cruise Campo. The South the Germans beers. The Germans. Quite nice actually. Quite nice actually. It's quite nice beer.
Cruise Campo's Spanish.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was German.
Oh well.
Never mind.
Oh well, does it matter?
It doesn't matter, mate. I still drink it, don't I?
Alright, yeah, go.
I thought it was German. It's Spanish.
Espanol.
Yeah, it even says on it, Espana, on it. And I'm looking at it and thinking, it's German.
That's the guy.
Good job you're here, mate.
That's the guy drinking it. It's like.
Good job he's here. Where is he? There. Watch him shoot this gun I brought here, watch. My new favourite toy that I've got. He's going to shoot them signs over there, look. Oosh!
I hit it, you just didn't see it. You were too fast.
It's not a real one.
No.
Calm down.
You might have to blur it out, but fucking. Dan's got a toy for camping.
Dan's got a toy for camping. Ooh, toy for camping. Oh, look at that. It's a proper firelighter.
After a few test shots with a toy gun for fun, the real highlight of the evening kicks off. Reese steps up to the kitchen to cook dinner over the open fire. Dan watches closely, filming and taste testing along the way. He calls this meal the best thing they've ever cooked in a camp. But as darkness falls, the vibe subtly shifts. As they finish eating and prepare to settle down, Dan notes the growing quiet of the forest. It's that kind of silence that only comes deep in the woods, heavy and almost too still.
Oh, we've had a sandwich. He's cooking some asparagus and another steak. We're just about to get his tents up because it is getting dark in here, as you can see. So we need to get his tents and everything set up. We've literally just been chilling, having the beers, having some food, and just talking absolute shite, as we always do. But yeah, we need to get his tents up, so we'll do that. And then have a few more beers, talk a bit more shite, and have some more food, and then it'll be bedtime. Just there. Freestanding. This is Reese's tent. He's just about set up. MSR. This is a proper tent, this, guys. Look at this. This is a proper tent. I'm a proper camper. I'm a professional.
I go real big camp.
Yeah, that's a proper tent. That's mine set up. It's getting dark, look. Glad we've got tent up now. Hell yeah. That's it. I just thought I'd show you that.
Dan points out Reese's professional level MSR tent, while his own setup is more modest, but functional. Just before bedtime, Dan makes a passing comment. I don't know if you can hear that. Sounds like something or someone walking around. It's not said in panic, but it's enough to break the comfort of the earlier scenes. The two remain calm, but it's clear Dan is trying to brush off the unease. A few seconds later, he hears something again. Unmistakable movement coming from just outside the tent area. They shine their lights around, but can't see anything. There's no confirmation of what or who might be out there.
Hello? Hello?
Don't know. Just had a quick look. Not getting out.
Though he tries to keep the mood light, there's no big confrontation, no jump scare, but that's what makes it more unsettling. It's the kind of moment that taps into a primal fear, being isolated in the woods, hearing footsteps nearby, and not knowing what's out there. What started as a relaxing bushcraft evening turns into a quiet psychological horror. The food, the laughs, the fire, all of it is overshadowed by the unnerving possibility that they weren't alone. By morning, the mood is lighter again, but the unease lingers in the back of the mind.
Oh, we're up 7:30. Slept alright actually. This mat's really nice. That mat, I was meant to do a little review on that mat tonight, but last night should I say. I'll do it in a separate video. Just wanted to bring it out and test it and give you actual honest opinion on it. But I'll do a review on that. That was the best night's sleep ever on that mat in here. Apart from it raining this morning. But you do. Spot on. Woke up through night. Don't know what happened there. Sounded like someone was walking to me. But might have just been an animal. Don't know. I drifted back off though. So, and I didn't hear anything else.
While the entire trip was filmed with casual vibes and humorous banter, this moment adds a darker undertone to an otherwise wholesome adventure. If you've ever camped out deep in nature, you might relate to the creeping feeling Dan experienced that night. And if you haven't, well, this might make you think twice before heading into the woods alone. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. Posted to YouTube on June 8, 2025. This encounter comes from Davies Dash, a YouTube channel that typically focuses on solo bushcraft, cowboy camping, and raw outdoor living. Davies' approach is minimalist. No tents, no hammocks, just a sleeping pad, a bag, and the wide open wilderness. This trip was meant to be a relaxing overnight escape, but by the end of it, Davey would walk away with one of the most chilling stories his channel has ever featured. The adventure begins in the remote woods of southern Ontario. It's still afternoon when Davey starts scouting out a good place to sleep under the stars. He hikes down forest trails, following the flow of a small river. Eventually, he finds it. A secluded, soft patch of ground, not far from the water, surrounded by thick undergrowth and partially shaded by tall trees.
All right, my friends. Well, I've decided to stay here. This is a beautiful spot. And I know it's a beautiful spot. I didn't realize that this is where I was for a few minutes. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. There's only one little slight piece up there, right in those 4 trees that you can see me from the trail. So, pretty secluded. Love it. Like, just look at how beautiful this place is. And I've stayed in this area before because right there, that log is where I tied the kayak to try to sleep in it that night. I stayed on that side. And on that side, I also filmed a wet cedar or a wet New Year's Eve under the cedars. What else did I film? I filmed my Halloween video there. I've been there a few times.
The location is pristine. Birds chirp in the background, and fish can be seen leaping for insects in the clear stream nearby. Davey sets up his minimalist camp quickly. His setup consists of a simple ground sheet, sleeping pad, and sleeping bag. It's cowboy camping in the truest sense, with the sky overhead and the forest all around. It seems like a perfect place to disconnect and unwind. He boils some water on his portable stove and prepares a freeze-dried chicken pesto pasta meal. Everything is calm. The occasional sound of distant hikers or a nearby dog reminds him he's not completely alone.
There you go. And time to fuel up. Guys, I'll grab my long handle spoon, which should be here in the bag. Yep, there it is. And yeah, this is camp for the night. This is exactly what we're doing. No tent, no tarp, no hammock. Just me, the ground, Mother Nature, and whatever may come. So anyways, I'm going to yeah, get into this chicken pesto pasta and see what it's all about. I've never had this one before. 43 grams of protein, 2 servings. What's the calories on this? Oh, 920. So 920 calories. Let's see that there, I think. So, not bad. All right, let's dig in.
As the sun dips below the tree line and dusk sets in, Davey films a few reflective moments. He talks about the benefits of solitude, the healing effect of nature, and the raw vulnerability of sleeping without shelter. It's clear he's in his element, or at least trying to be. But not long after nightfall, something happens. Just as Davey is winding down for the night, lying back in his sleeping bag and watching the fire die down, an unexpected noise snaps him back to full alertness. At first, it sounds like the shuffle of a large animal, or maybe just some wind in the brush, until a human silhouette steps into view. Out of the dark woods, a man suddenly emerges. He's carrying 2 long steel pipes. The man walks right into the perimeter of Davey's campsite, unannounced, uninvited, and entirely too close.
It's not that difficult to respect other people, is it? So start showing some respect if you want respect. Do you need my light to help you get out of here?
No.
No? You know how to get out?
Would you mind just giving me a few minutes? I'm still in my sleeping bag.
Why are you in your sleeping bag? You knew there's somebody in a tent here. You knew that. Do you think they're going to feel comfortable falling asleep in the middle of the night with a stranger 20 feet away? Do you honestly think that? The answer is no. And you wouldn't feel comfortable either, would you?
All right,
no, you wouldn't. Fair enough. Fair enough.
My apologies.
That's fair enough, mate.
My apologies.
Enough.
I will push on.
I already got a hold of RCMP and told them to get over here and deal with their because I'm sick of this bullshit, mate.
No, that's the homeless guy.
The stranger claims to be camping nearby, maybe even homeless, but there's something off about him. The 2 steel pipes he carries look less like gear, and more like weapons. Davy quietly wonders if they were meant for self-defense or something more sinister. The man doesn't act aggressively, but his presence lingers far too long. He seems confused or erratic, his behavior making less sense with every passing second. Eventually, he wanders off into the woods without explanation. Davy listens intently to make sure he's really gone, but for the rest of the night, he remains on edge.
Alright, well, that's where I was sleeping. Until the homeless man with 2 goddamn steel pipes come walking into my camp about 10 feet away from me while I was sound asleep. Well, I guess we know who needs his teeth knocked down his throat now, doesn't he? But that will be a battle for another day. That is not our concern tonight. Our concern tonight is being somewhere safe and getting some kip. So, alright, well, I guess we're shoving off. But that I better watch the out, because all I should do is just got up and throttle him. But again, he had 2 steel pipes in his hand 10 feet away from where I was sleeping. And yeah, that's it's not gonna work for me right now, so let's just go.
Later on, he cooks a simple breakfast and talks through the event with his viewers. In the daylight, everything seems peaceful again. The river is calm, the wildlife returns, and the forest feels like its usual self. But Davy's reflection makes it clear. The moment left a lasting impression. The fear didn't come from the dark, the rain, or any wild animal. It came from realizing how exposed one truly is in the middle of nowhere, especially when a stranger appears out of the dark, carrying weapons, and doesn't leave right away. Would you stay the night? Or pack up and go? In August 2013, a couple vacationing on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, unknowingly captured what may be one of the most unsettling pieces of alleged Bigfoot footage to date. The clip, filmed deep in the woods near Port Renfrew, showcases a massive, upright figure swaying in the forest. At first glance, it could be mistaken for a bear, but a closer analysis reveals details that point to something else entirely. The couple was driving a secluded back road when they stopped beside a nearly dry creek bed and decided to explore. Known for spontaneous hikes, they had no trail to follow, only the creek guiding them. About 200 feet into the woods, they heard branches snapping. As they looked ahead, just beyond a tangle of foliage, they spotted it, a towering gray figure, standing bipedally and swaying from side to side. The footage lasts over 2 minutes, an unusually long and steady sighting for this type of encounter. In the video, the figure appears broad, with a cone-shaped head, heavy shoulders, and a thick, muscular back. There's also a striking moment where a long left arm reaches out into the foliage, far longer than any bear's limb should be. Some frames even hint at a face, possibly showing a wide, flat nose, a chin, and what might be an eye set deep within an ape-like skull structure. The couple experienced with wildlife both insisted this was not a bear. It was too tall, too human-like, and its coat was grayish silver, a color uncommon even in rare black bear variants. Once the figure faded into the woods, they quickly and quietly made their way out. They uploaded the video to their small YouTube channel, Gulf Island Rock, and never tried to monetize or sensationalize the sighting. Whatever they filmed that day, it wasn't ordinary, and it wasn't alone. Like always, let me know your thoughts on this encounter as well. On September 1st, 2025, Felix Sant Aubin, the Inuit survivalist behind the YouTube channel Northern Light, uploaded a tense and unforgettable video. Known for documenting life in Nunavik and his journeys across the Arctic tundra, Felix is no stranger to the challenges of life in the north. But during a solo trip to Killinick, one of the most isolated points in northern Canada, he came face to face with a danger that no amount of experience can fully prepare you for. Not one, but two polar bears. Killinick is a place defined by emptiness. There's no civilization for miles, no backup, and no easy way out. That night, Felix had taken shelter in a small, aging cabin. Made of simple wood, it provided basic shelter against the cold winds of the tundra. As the Arctic night settled in and darkness blanketed the landscape, Felix prepared to rest. Outside, the wind howled, and the silence became something heavier, a kind of pressure that seemed to seep through the cabin walls. He was alone, or so he thought. Suddenly, the quiet was broken. A massive polar bear pressed itself against the cabin. His camera captured the moment. The sound of shifting weight, claws scraping the outer wall, and the eerie knowledge that only a few inches of wood stood between him and one of the most powerful land predators on Earth.
Tekohan igaramusi. Mani ubenet teku. Oh, teko arga. Kalle.
Kaya lang himanya ma.
Mungala. Kalle.
Suvi.
Siya. Uning aktorial kapillo. Uning asivar kuyup.
Eventually, the bear moved off into the night. The danger had passed, or so it seemed. By morning, things escalated. A second bear, even larger than the first, approached the cabin. This one didn't just inspect the walls. It circled the structure slowly, drawn in by the smell of a human. Or perhaps just curiosity. Felix remained quiet, inside, filming as it passed by the cabin windows. The bear lingered longer this time. Its heavy footsteps crunched the frosty earth. The minutes dragged by like hours. To be stalked by a predator is a feeling most people will never know. But this video captures it with chilling clarity. Felix was completely vulnerable. No cell signal, no weapon strong enough to stop a polar bear. No one nearby to help. It was just him, his camera and the sound of breath and claws just outside. Eventually, the second bear wandered off, leaving behind deep, unmistakable tracks in the snow-covered ground. Only then did the tension lift, slightly. Felix had survived the night, but just barely. He reflects on how fragile the barrier between life and death can be in the Arctic. If he had been staying in a tent instead of a wooden cabin, the outcome might have been tragically different. In this part of the world, polar bears aren't just majestic animals. They are predators that patrol the coastline, driven by hunger and curiosity. For those who live or travel in the region, encounters like this are not just possible, they are inevitable. And that's what makes this video so gripping. Some encounters in the wild shake people to their core, and this was clearly one of them. In a place where the line between predator and prey is constantly shifting, Felix's experience is a stark reminder of how precarious survival can be. So, would you spend a night in that cabin? In a recent video from D's Dark Adventures, a paranormal exploration channel run by a solo investigator known for venturing into America's most eerie locations, viewers are taken deep into a rural cornfield where something truly disturbing seems to be unfolding. D's content often centers around haunted forests, abandoned properties, and mysterious small towns, but this investigation stands out for its unsettling escalation of events and the overwhelming sense of being watched and hunted. The video begins with D returning to a location he had previously explored, an isolated cornfield bordered by dense woods, where locals have reported numerous strange incidents. According to nearby residents, this particular field has been the site of over a dozen car crashes in just a few years, all following the same chilling pattern: a dark figure dashing across the road, causing drivers to swerve or crash into nearby ditches or barns. These stories drew D back for a deeper investigation, determined to catch whatever is behind the strange activity.
Okay, hi guys, sorry. I'm nervous. Okay, so we're still in that field, but I don't know, you see those woods back here? Those are the woods we were in. I found the middle spot, well, kind of the middle. It's not really middle, but listen to this. So, they heard that I was in the field, right? The ones that own it on this side. They have a barn over here, right? And there's tons. He says there's been at least 12 crashes in the last 3 years. 2 years is corn, so that's 6 each of those years. Right here by his house, because there's something that keeps running out. These guys don't talk, okay? They're so far apart, they don't talk, they don't, nothing. Just stay out of my stuff, right? So, I'm not going to be able to go in there that far. I'll show you here, look, hold on. There's a dog right here. So,
From the outset, the atmosphere feels heavy. The field is quiet, but not peacefully so. More like the calm before a storm. D tosses leftover food scraps into the tree line to lure out whatever might be hiding, then waits, camera rolling. Before long, the sounds begin clicking. Low howls, bone snaps, and what seems to be Native American-style drumming, echoing faintly from the distance. These layered, unnatural sounds begin building an oppressive atmosphere, suggesting an unseen presence moving just beyond the reach of the light. The most unnerving aspect of the footage is how frequently D's equipment begins to malfunction. He mentions multiple failed attempts to capture footage, as if something is interfering with the technology itself.
listen to that. It sounds like drums, like Native American drums. Howling came from that right. Jeez, oh. Hello? I just heard a bone snap, I swear I did. It's snapping the bones. Listen. Let's let this car go by. Hello? Clicking.
As the night deepens, the phenomena intensify. Eye shine appears, not from animals, but at a height and configuration too unnatural for deer or coyotes. D notes red glowing eyes, and large dark shapes shifting at the edges of his flashlight beam. At one point, an object is thrown at him from the darkness. Another time he hears something massive charging through the corn, but nothing is visible in the beam of his light. Perhaps the most chilling observation is when D describes the creatures as being darker than the dark.
Clicking. Clicking. What is that growling sound? So apparently they're seeing them out of the corner of their eyes. That's why I'm turning the lights off, and it's like a peripheral thing. Because as soon as I turn that light off, they did the same thing as what that guy was telling me. They show up in the darkness and they're darker than dark. Where are you? Ew. Oh my god, okay, we're not gonna panic.
He switches off his flashlight entirely, and that's when things start to show themselves. Shadowy figures barely distinguishable from the night itself, only visible in the peripheral vision. One figure stands out. D spots what he believes is a bipedal creature, with long arms and visible hands, partially silhouetted in the flickering light. He panics upon realizing it's not alone. Several more shapes appear behind it, moving silently and swiftly through the corn as if flanking him. He later remarks on their speed and how no sound seems to accompany their movement.
Okay, it's got hands. It's got hands. Oh, that smells. Oh, God. Oh, what is that? Okay. Hey. Ooh. Oh, hi. Okay. It's like two on top of each other, guys. Hello. Here, I'll take the light away so you can see me. Hi, you still have eye shine. Oh, okay, I don't like that.
Adding to the mystery, orbs of light appear briefly, floating and pulsing without any obvious source. These orbs are clearly distinguished from bugs or dust, as D makes an effort to compare them in real time. The light they emit is soft, unearthly, and seems to respond to his presence. At one point, an overwhelming stench hits him, a putrid, almost decaying smell that many associate with cryptid encounters, combined with the sightings of glowing eyes, strange voices calling out faintly from the woods, and physical disturbances like dust being kicked up nearby.
Where's the eyes? Where's the eyes? Where's the eyes? Go, Cora, go! Okay, that was an orb. There's another orb. Guys, you saw what the dust... There's another orb. There's no bugs. You guys saw what the dust looks like. Oh! Okay. What is that? What is that? Was that black? A minute ago. Ah! What? No. Okay. Hi. Ah! Oh my God, dude. All right. Hello. Ah!
Despite his usual resilience, Dee ultimately retreats to his vehicle, clearly shaken. His voice quivers as he explains that the fear this time is different. It's not just the threat of something paranormal, it's the feeling of being hunted by something intelligent, fast, and utterly alien to our understanding of the natural world. What makes this encounter especially compelling is the consistency with local legends, the repeated and escalating activity in the area, and the genuine fear captured in Dee's voice and body language. Whether these creatures are cryptids, spirits, or something else entirely, there's no question that something is out there in that field, something that doesn't want to be found, yet keeps revealing itself to those willing to look just a little too closely. Natalie, the creator behind the YouTube channel Natalie Outdoors NI, is known for her candid and immersive solo wild camping experiences across Northern Ireland. Her latest video, uploaded just about a week ago, follows her on a solo overnight adventure into the picturesque yet rugged Annalong Valley in the Mourne Mountains. With a heavy backpack, a persistent back injury, and unpredictable weather, Natalie sets off into the remote terrain for what she hopes will be a peaceful night under the stars. But as always with nature, the evening brings a few unexpected challenges. The hike begins with enthusiasm, though it's immediately clear how physically demanding the journey is. Carrying a 16-kg pack, roughly 30% of her body weight, Natalie presses on, determined to reach a secluded camping spot she had scouted out previously.
So that's me. I've just turned down the edge of the forest here and I'm heading down towards Annalong Valley. I can't see anybody about, so I think we should be fine for a spot. I'm absolutely starving. So I see people walking down there though. Maybe there is other people looking for a spot. All I can think about is having my wee tent all set up and getting a cup of tea on. Now I weighed this before I come out. 16 kilograms. 16. Well, just under. Now, for reference, I am 5'1" and I weigh about 8.5 stone. So that's what, about 30% of my body weight, which they say to keep it between 20 and 25% of your body weight, I believe. So I am overweight. I do suffer from a bad back and recently found out I have a bulging disc. So yeah, I could do with maybe going the ultra light direction, because I seem to just be adding weight on and weight on and weight on.
Her plan is simple: set up camp, cook a warm meal, and maybe even take a refreshing dip in one of the valley's natural rock pools. As she navigates the terrain, she finds herself in increasingly remote and uneven territory. After successfully crossing a fast-flowing river with all her gear, she follows a faint path higher into the valley. Along the way, she stumbles upon a grim and unsettling sight: the scattered remains of a sheep, bones trailing across the grass, and a skull lying exposed. It's a sobering reminder of how raw and untamed the natural world can be, and the kind of predators that may be silently watching.
Somebody's missing a leg. Her wee sheep. Fox has had some lamb. Oh, I know what's up. It's a spine, maybe. Let's see if we can find any more. Am I going to come across a head? Oh, there's more bones. Follow a trail of bones. Oh, there's the skull. And his jaw has been ripped right off. There's more bones there. I'm camping in a graveyard. So I've reached Sanalong River. How beautiful. So we are going to walk all the way up and round this kind of corner here. And get set up. I'm actually going to just power on through and stop recording until I get up there because it's after 6 and it's only like light until what, 7:30 now. So yeah, I will see you at the camp spot, guys.
Undeterred, Natalie continues on, eventually selecting a spot to pitch her tent, though it isn't her original target. The weight of her gear and approaching darkness force her to settle for a site that is less hidden and slightly exposed. She sets up camp quickly, layering up against the dropping temperature and laying out her basic supplies for the night. Despite her exhaustion, there's a sense of accomplishment until her gear begins to act up. Her inflatable sleeping mat, which had been giving her issues on previous trips, begins to deflate yet again. By the time she settles down, she realizes she'll likely spend the night with little to no insulation from the ground.
I have a feeling I'm going to be sleeping on the actual ground tonight because my mat, it just keeps deflating. Now, the last couple of camps, I had to pump it up maybe once in the night. The last camp, maybe twice in the night. Since I've got here, that's been pumped up 3 times. It goes down within about half an hour. I was on to Outkit, but they want me to send the whole mat back before they send out another one, which means then I would be matless for a couple of weeks and therefore won't be able to go out. But I don't know, I kind of give up with mats. If anyone has any recommendations, because they all just seem to do the same thing after a couple of weeks. Like, mat wasn't cheap. Yeah, basically going to be sleeping on the ground tonight. It's quite mild tonight. That mat is a 7.2 R value. So even though I'm on the ground, there's going to be a bit of insulation there. It's just a shame because it's an expensive item to have to replace. So
The frustration is real, especially since the mat wasn't cheap, but she soldiers on. After setting up camp, she heads down to the rock pools for what turns out to be a surprisingly refreshing dip in the icy water. It's a brief but exhilarating moment of connection with the landscape. She returns to camp energized and prepares a simple meal of noodles, coffee, and biscuits. Yet, the evening isn't done testing her. While flying her drone to capture aerial footage of the valley, she experiences a sudden technical failure. Her phone loses connection with the controller mid-flight. Panic sets in as she fears the drone has been lost or crashed. The situation feels dire, but a quick inspection reveals the issue: a dislodged cable.
okay, so my drone has lost signal to my phone. I don't know where it is. My camp is set up there, my noodles are sitting. I took a screenshot of the screen there, and I'm going to have to try and get up here. It's going to get dark soon. Oh my days. Not the drone. I think my DJI Care has run out as well, or it's nearly run out, because I think I'm coming up to a year of having it. That was the last place. It's saying RC not connected to mobile device. Oh my god, phew. How is it still in the air?
3, 2, 1.
I'm so bad. I recorded a whole video. It must have been about 5 minutes of me talking, and I hadn't hit record, so here I am again. I'm just eating my noodles. I had pure panic with the drone, but the lead had just come out of the back of my phone. That was all. There was no need to panic, Natalie. You just needed to pitch the lead back in. That had never happened to me before, so I thought it lost signal, and oh my god, it's going to be crashed at that location. So I screenshot the screen, so I knew exactly where it was, and thankfully it was above an area where the Mourne wall comes down and stops. So I would have been fine. I would have been able to get it, but I was panicking a wee bit, I'll not lie. But I just needed to plug the wire back in.
With the drone recovered and dinner done, the quiet of the night settles in. But even the silence is not entirely comforting. The scattered bones found earlier linger in her mind, and the soft rustle of distant movement among the bushes adds a faint tension to the air. Though there's no direct confrontation or explicit danger, the sense of vulnerability is unmistakable. With each rustle or gust of wind, there's a subtle reminder, in these wild places, you're never truly alone. As she prepares to sleep, on a deflating mat and in an exposed spot, Natalie reflects on the importance of equipment, planning, and mental resilience.
Okay, so I've packed up like what I can. I'm in full waterproofs, and I'm just preparing for worst case scenario. Leaving the tent is worst case scenario for me, but I'm prepared. I have full waterproofs on. I have checked the river, it's not near my tent, and yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes, see if I can manage a wee hour or two maybe, and I think we'll be grand. Yes, we're all prepared should anything go wrong, but I don't think it will. It always sounds a lot worse than it actually is, and if you have all followed like all the steps and prepared, then you're going to be grand. Like, I have my phone charged, torch is on charge, boots are sitting loosened, ready to pull on, and I've jumped back in my sleeping bag just to keep warm. So yeah, I will update you in the morning on the situation.
By morning, Natalie is still in one piece, but the experience is far from romanticized. From technical issues to eerie remains, this solo trip in Enalong Valley was more than just a scenic escape. It was a vivid reminder that venturing alone into the wilderness means being ready for discomfort, surprise, and the unknown. With this last encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We almost upload daily videos, so you better have subscribed. 'Cause trust me, you don't want to miss out. If you want to watch more disturbing videos, in about 3 seconds, they will be on your screen. I'll see you there, and with that, I'm out.